Hello friends, welcome to your own horror channel MJM. Today I am going to tell you a scary story about the Battle of Kong and Skar King, a story that if you hear it, you will definitely listen to it until the end. So please stay with me. The Hollow Earth was a place of paradox. It was a world of blinding beauty and terrifying darkness, where life flourished in the absence of sunlight and death lurked in every shadow. At its heart, a chasm yawned, a black mud that swallowed light and sound. This was the domain of Skar King, a creature born of shadow and malice, and his puppet master, the fallen titan, Kong. Once, Kong was a beacon of hope for the creatures of the Hollow Earth, a benevolent king who protected them from the lurking horrors. But that was before Skar King found him. A creature of pure, unadulterated evil, Skar King was a parasite, feeding on fear and despair. He slithered into Kong's mind, a venomous serpent into a Garden of Eden, twisting his perception of reality. Now Kong was a monstrous shadow of his former self. His eyes, once filled with compassion, were now cold and predatory. His roars, once a comforting thunder, were now a cacophony of terror. He was a titan in body, a puppet in mind, a king turned tyrant. Deep within the chasm, Skar King's throne was a grotesque masterpiece of bone and shadow. It was a place where reality fractured and nightmares became tangible. The walls were adorned with the petrified remains of creatures who had dared to challenge Skar King. Their agonized expressions were a haunting testament to the horror that reigned supreme in this abyss. At the center of the throne room, Kong stood, a colossal, brooding figure. His chains were not of metal, but of psychic domination. Skar King had forged an unbreakable bond, a twisted symbiosis that fed on Kong's power and amplified his own. The creatures of the Hollow Earth lived in constant fear. They dared not challenge Kong, for to do so was to invite the wrath of Skar King. They were prisoners in their own world, their lives of fragile existence balanced on the precipice of annihilation. Among these creatures was a young, defiant spirit named Aara. A firefly in a world of shadows, she refused to succumb to despair. She saw the Kong she remembered, the protector, trapped within the monstrous shell Skar King had created. Driven by a hope that bordered on madness, Aara began her quest to free Kong from Skar King's grip. It was a perilous journey into the heart of darkness, a descent into a world of shadows and screams. She faced horrors beyond comprehension, creatures born of the abyss, and the constant threat of Skar King's wrath. But Aara was undeterred. She forged alliances with the few brave souls who still dared to resist. Together, they formed a shadow army, a force of hope against the tide of despair. Their mission was to reach Kong, to break the psychic chains that bound him, and to reclaim their world. Their path led them deeper and deeper into the chasm, closer to the heart of darkness. With each step, the pressure increased, the temperature dropped, and the shadows grew longer. The air was thick with the stench of decay and the sound of madness. Finally, they reached the throne room. It was a place of overwhelming evil, a vortex of darkness that threatened to consume them whole. Skar King sensed their presence and unleashed his fury. The throne room became a battlefield, a clash of light and darkness, hope and despair. Aara faced Skar King, a tiny spark against a consuming inferno, but within her, there was a fire, a determination that burned brighter than any abyssal darkness. She fought with a courage born of desperation, her spirit awakened in the night. And then something unexpected happened. A flicker of recognition passed through Kong's eyes. It was a fleeting moment, a spark in the darkness, but it was enough. In that instant, the old Kong, the protector, reawakened. With a roar that shook the very foundations of the Hollow Earth, Kong broke free from Skar King's control. The battle that followed was a cataclysmic event. Kong and Skar King clashed with a force that made the earth tremble. It was a battle of titans, a struggle for the soul of the Hollow Earth. In the end, it was Kong who prevailed. With a final, earth-shattering blow, he destroyed Skar King, banishing the darkness forever. The Hollow Earth was reborn. The creatures rejoiced, freed from the shadow of terror. And Kong, the redeemed king, stood as a symbol of hope, a testament to the indomitable human spirit. But the darkness was not truly gone. It had merely retreated, waiting for a new opportunity to rise. And so, the legend of Kong and Skar King would be whispered for generations to come, a haunting reminder of the evil that lurks in the depth of the earth. thanks to the dear viewers who watched the scariest story of Kong and Skar King till the end. So if you enjoyed today's terrible video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and write your comments. And I leave it to the great God until Monday.